ضربوهم معهم امال
ضربوهم بالعصا.
We're coming live.
This
is where right now we've been hearing screams and the police have been beating women who have been coming to the house. You can see right now they were just going for a walk coming to the house. I'm watching my back right now. This is the farthest I've been from the door. And I'm surrounded by people who are protecting me right now to make sure that I get back to the door. What we're trying to capture, there have been, this started with two women coming through who had been at the house, and one of them, that's exactly what I was going to say. And as they walked by, as they walked by, two police officers pushed them and stole a telephone from one of the women who had been in the Khaya family home. And what they're saying is that if they see that we are foreigners and that we're filming, that they might back off. So what both Amal and I have done is taken off the covering of our heads so that we're very visible as foreigners. So we're having a conversation around me right now where one of the people who is escorting me out of the house is saying that if I come closer then the police will go away, and one is saying that we should go back into the house. So I'm being told that I should go back into the house, and I'm being both pushed and very gently pulled in two directions and surrounded by people who are wanting to make sure that,
as you see the police agents gathering in near the car, they are just wearing the casual civilian clothes, not to mention, and covering their faces. The woman still demonstrating because one Sahrawi activist stolen her phone, because just she was with Sultana in the house. Many things they are using checkpoints as the last side from the different corner, as you see, and to the main street they are gathering a lot of cars, and as you see the different because they stole the phone.
And you can see
forcibly
the police vehicle right next to the stop sign.
Yes.
It's been stopped this whole time.
Yes,
so
and all that agents wear the casual clothes are for police agents. Actually, you can see the walkie there. Talkie-walkies there, and they are covering their faces. Today they bring a Moroccan woman, police agent woman, to treat the Sahrawi woman. But before that, they practiced all the kind of torture against the Sahrawi woman. Actually, the abuses, they practiced all the kind of torture against them. And it's a really terrible situation here in occupied territories from Western Sahara. People still suffering. They can just demonstrating. They are using checkpoints because we want to celebrate our victory that we break the siege, and we do. But they didn't let Sahrawi to enter house. Actually, they using checkpoints. Not to let Sahrawi show solidarity. Actually, as you see, the Sahrawi activists still demonstrating. Civil women believing in a peaceful, and this is the Sahrawi woman. This is the example of the Sahrawi woman, which is demonstrating for their rights. And we hope one day get our independence, inshallah. Let's now.
We'll head back in now.
Yes.
But this is an example for those who are less familiar of the kind of activism that we're seeing as women holding hands, walking peacefully in the street, and being harassed. And this isn't just the Haya family. This is a community issue.
Yeah.
That the entire community
this is the
is under.
situation of the Sahrawi people in general, actually.
And so regardless of who is ruling, I think anyone can agree that no one deserves to have their families threatened, surrounded, their houses under threat. This is not just the Haya family. Here's the outside of the Haya family home where we've been.
Agents are there.
We can see the plainclothes police officers, but this kind of
with the uniform
following. Oh, and one in a uniform.
Yes.
The community is under pressure. The community is being threatened and intimidated with, not just threatened with violence, but they actually face violence on a regular basis. That young men here are told and are telling us that basically they have two choices in life. One is prison and one is torture. And then the third option is to try and leave their homeland.
Yes, exactly.
And if all the political parts are going over your head, if you're feeling overwhelmed by learning the history, think regardless, you can step right in right now and know that no people should be exposed to this kind of abuse. And the systemic threat and violence, using rape and torture in the face of simply asking to have self-determination and peace. And it's gatherings of women like this that somehow upset the forces. Women gathering, holding hands, holding up peace signs. And then they get pushed, they have their mobile phones stolen. And that's just the beginning. Many, many, many of these women have been targeted, surrounded in their homes, sexually assaulted, and much, much more. And it's just the beginning of as an outsider, I'm only beginning to understand the extent to this community's challenge to find dignity and peace. But we came here as a delegation, as a team, to offer safety to a single family. And I have to say, at that time when we came, my understanding was that the family we were coming was being targeted in a specific way because they were politically active. And now that we've been here for days and we've seen the kind of pressure and treatment on the whole community, here's Wa'ira. Would you like to talk? تفضل.
نحناتي تعرضنا هوناتي الرفيقة خيرة بابي كانت هي فاطمة الحافظي يوثقوا جرائم ومنع الاحتلال المغربي من أصول المنزل الصحراويين. تم التهجم عليهم وخوض منهم الموبل. مشيت شارهم دايرة لايف، هجموا علي لا بوليس وقعدوا قالوا لي الكلام الحاط من الكرامة، يصمقوا علي وخبطوني ورعيني من هون ورعيني من هون وشرت من ملابسي والبط، وتم الضرب علي والشتم المبرح من طرف جلات الاحتلال المغربي، من القائد المقاطعة صديق العلو ومن عويسيس الكوميسار هذا كامل، من السويعيد الكوميسار باعلي والله شي يقولوا له كوميسار لابيشي، هذا معاهم شرطة الاحتلال تهجموا علينا بطريقة وحشية، بطريقة همجية، بطريقة ومنين عندنا نكحسوا شايين وشافوا الوفد الأمريكي يظهر لهم عادوا يكحسوا له ويرفدوا عنا ليه. هذا هم مجلات الاحتلال المغربية الهمجية اللي مانعة اليوم، منعت لأصول المنزل عائلة الخية اللي كانت لا يتغدى فيه على الأقل 300 رقاش تم منعها وتم حصار المنزل متزقنا بها من الخوف لعل يوصل لها أي صحراوي وأي صحراوية. نحن نمشوا نوثق كاري ندخل حد من الصحراويين وهم يبطوا فينا ويمنعونا وعاد يحصوا منا الموبلات. هذا هم قوات الاحتلال المغربية. نطلب من أحرار العالم الدفاع عن الصحراويين داخل الجزء المحتل من أرض الجمهورية العربية الصحراوية الديمقراطية، لأنهم هذا المحتل المغربي يبط ويقتل وينتف ويفسخ ويغتصب الصحراويين والصحراويات. لا بديل عن الحرية والاستقلال.
And this is it. This is the kind of activism. When we say activist, this is what we mean. Women with cameras, holding hands, documenting their own abuse and attacks. So the officer, the plainclothes officer who originally pushed the woman, someone just pointed them out to me as they walked around the corner. And regardless, even if you have a different political opinion, even if you see the history differently, I think it's a basic thing to recognize that no people deserve this. No people deserve to be put under this kind of pressure. And this isn't just a single family under pressure for speaking out. This is what I'm only beginning to understand and beginning to be able to put words to, is that this is an entire community that has been terrorized and is being terrorized. And even though we've been celebrating and enjoying a break, as one woman said yesterday, it feels like a little breath of oxygen. But even as we celebrate the small victory and relief of small groups gathering together and singing songs and supporting each other and sharing stories of their separation and torture, even as we do that, there's still an entire country under occupation. And so each moment of joy and connection is connected with a reality that Sultana has recognized multiple times.
People here want to.
Okay. Right. I'm being told I should come inside. All right. But please, regardless of where you fall politically, understand that these women, all of them are being threatened, and none of them have ever hurt anyone. I've heard them say that some of them have been single-handedly handling 10 police officers. I'm being pulled inside. 10 police officers, all kicking and hitting one woman at a single time. That's not what we saw today, but the stories and the consistency across this community. Can I come to you?
Upstairs, they're really encouraging us to go upstairs for their safety as well.
So when they invited me to walk around the corner, I could see masked people pushing and shoving women. Saw it with my own eyes, and that is the only reason why they invited me to walk around the corner, was because it's so important for people to see it, to believe that it's, and know that it's really happening. And it is really happening.
Can we walk upstairs, please?
I'm not. We're just being thoughtful. We'll point the camera. And as much as it's painful to have to point out that we as foreign visitors are the ones who, now that we've seen it, with our own eyes, that somehow that has more weight
I know.
than an entire 47 years of women speaking out and men being threatened with prison, with torture, with exile. When we, hey Emma, can you come here so I have like something, or I'll just go out the window. Just as we're coming here, even though we've added carpets to this room, we're coming back up to this spot where you can see where all the poison was poured through the window, even as we come out to just film the street, which is now significantly more quiet. Just gonna take a breath. Things have quieted
like
down.
cockroaches that come out and scurry and wait until there's interaction and then scurry back away. And somebody used a better analogy yesterday. Maybe it was you. Like a little sea anemone that just
Oh yeah, I think that has less baggage.
Itself.
It
Yeah.
does. One of the ways that I've felt the perimeter is sort of like little tentacles reaching out to check on the environment, and then as soon as a camera comes out or a foreigner peeks their head out, they retract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they weren't expecting me to be invited to walk around the corner, otherwise they would have retracted quicker.
And again, well, I don't know if this is again. Maybe this is the first time we're getting to say this now. I'm just going to show Emma's face for a second because this is a look that I've seen on so many people's faces as they told us what has happened to them over the course of their lives, what's happened to their families and their children and their parents. And it's such a short-term Band-Aid. I don't even want to use the word solution to show you a white American woman's face and have that move your heart in a way that for some reason, if you're out there and you're not moved by Sahrawiyat women telling in much more graphic, much more personal, much more deeply lived realities, what they have experienced and do experience on a daily basis, like please let whatever humanity you attribute to white people, to Americans, let that move you enough so that you can start to attribute it to everyone.
Yeah.
To these Sahrawiyat.
I get the barrier of language and that sometimes people can't understand what looks foreign to them and it doesn't feel as close. Like I get it, it's a process, it's a learning process, and it's like just becoming aware that the world is bigger than yourself or your own family or your own community, that there is a huge world out here. And I mean, golly, this is from New York, 8-hour flight.
And come visit.
I know.
I know we have a big audience and some of those people are already here. And I want to just send out love and appreciation for all the Sahrawiyin and all the Maghraba and all the Mauritaniyin and all the Jazairiyin who are with us, who are watching, who are caring about this issue. We just want to send our love to everyone who thinks that this is not the way that we need to be, right. that these communities don't need to be under threat like this. And actually, I think we might need to change cameras because I'm expecting a call right now on this phone. But for now,
we might also have to change what we're doing because now it's time to celebrate our community.
يا سلطانة بريتي تتعلقي ولا we're gonna, I think a good way to transition out of this live is to let Sultana have the last word.
تحية لكم كاملين، تحية لكل المشاهدين. احنا اليوم في هذا اليوم اللي هو 486 يوم من الحصار ومن القمع، اللي يعني عن البغاد يمثلوا عنهم فكوا الحصار. خير الحصار ما فك اليوم، كان يعني عنه يوم احتفال للجماهير الصحراوية في مدينة بوجدور المحتلة وكاملة المنزل. تم يعني نوع من المعاملة السيئة اللي يمارس علينا الاحتلال واللي عوضنا عليه. هذا الشيء ما يفاجئنا، فاجئتنا مسألة واحدة، هي شرطيات مغربيات ملبسات يدعو النساء. أول مرة نشوف الاحتلال المغربي يتعامل بالقانون، ما نعرف ذا كان ولا ذا قصة. هذه المسرحية اللي هي أمام الوفد الأمريكي، وهي حقيقة أنا لا شيء يبينوه باش يبينوا أمام عيون الوفد المراقب اللي قادم من أمريكا، يبينوا له عنهم هم راقيين وعنهم هم ما يستعملون عنف، وهم بالعكس راه الدار كاملة تشهد عليهم ونشهد عليهم. أنا ذيك اللي راني بقيت واقفة كيف الهيكل لا من تعذيبهم ومن الحقن اللي يحقنوني ومن الاغتصاب ومن ياسر من الشيء. يا غير نحن كنساء صحراويات ذول علاش عوضنا الاحتلال المغربي، عوضنا على التعذيب وعلى التنكيل وعلى الاغتصاب وعلى القمع. وللاسف انقمعت الصحراويين اللي كانت اليوم جايه قادمه لهذا المنزل تصور منه، انقمعت رجال ونساء. راني نقول لكم انا كانت رجال ونساء وشباب. هذا داروا الشعار البارح عن يلينا يجي المنزل عائلة الخية، راهم قال خنوش عنه لا يحكم عليكم 6 سنوات. احكم الناس رانا احنا كاملين قاعدين فيه، وتعال احكم علينا ب6 سنوات. شوف باش تعرفوا عن هذا نوع من الرعب يلعبوه على اعصابه للصحراء. غير الصحراء ما تنطق تقتل متعارفه، ونحنايا عارفين ليش يحاول الاحتلال المغربي، وعارفين ذا اللي مارس، وعارفين عنهم الوقت مشاو معنا يتسفون وتخذلونا طاحنين. يا قير نحن تصحابات إرادة، نحن كمدافعات عن حقوق الإنسان وكمدافعات عن كرامتنا نتم ندافع إلى آخر منفس في حياتنا، وكل الوطن أو الشهادة. تحية.